Arthur Schopenhauer was a German philosopher born on February 22, 1788, in Danzig, now Gdansk, Poland, and died on September 21, 1860, in Frankfurt am Main, Germany. He is best known for his work The World as Will and Representation, Die Welt als Wille und Vorstellung, in which he presents a pessimistic worldview, proposing that the world is driven by a relentless and insatiable will. Influenced by the philosophies of Immanuel Kant, Plato, and Eastern thought, particularly Buddhism and Vedanta, Schopenhauer developed a unique philosophy centered on the concept of will as the fundamental force of the universe, causing suffering and desire in sentient beings. Schopenhauer's early life was marked by a wealthy upbringing, extensive travel, and education that exposed him to various cultures and philosophical ideas. Despite a tumultuous relationship with his mother, Johanna Schopenhauer, a successful author, he pursued his studies in philosophy, initially influenced by the works of Kant. His philosophical work initially received little attention, overshadowed by the prominence of Hegel, whom Schopenhauer deeply criticized. However, his ideas gained posthumous recognition and profoundly influenced later thinkers, including Nietzsche, Freud, and Wagner, contributing significantly to existentialism, psychoanalysis, and aesthetics. Now let's explore 30 famous quotes by Arthur Schopenhauer. 1. The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. This quote encapsulates Schopenhauer's view that suffering and lack of stimulation are central to human unhappiness, emphasizing the need to navigate between these extremes. 2. All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Schopenhauer reflects on the progression of how new ideas are received and eventually integrated into society, highlighting the resistance to change and eventual acceptance. 3. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Here, Schopenhauer distinguishes between talent and genius, suggesting that genius involves recognizing and achieving what is beyond ordinary perception. 4. Compassion is the basis of morality. This quote is central to Schopenhauer's ethics, where he argues that true morality arises from empathy and the recognition of suffering in others. 5. Life is a business that does not cover the costs. Schopenhauer's pessimistic outlook on life suggests that the suffering and effort inherent in existence often outweigh its pleasures. 6. The art of not reading is a very important one. It consists in not taking an interest in whatever may be engaging the attention of the general public at any particular time. In this, Schopenhauer advises discernment in choosing what to read, promoting focus on timeless knowledge over fleeting trends. 7. Happiness consists in frequent repetition of pleasure. This quote reflects his view that happiness is derived from the continual pursuit and experience of pleasures, despite their fleeting nature. 8. The worst of all that a man can lose is his privacy. Schopenhauer values privacy as a crucial component of personal freedom and well-being. 9. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. This quote highlights the subjective nature of perception and the tendency to mistake personal views for universal truths. 10. Health is not everything, but without health, everything is nothing. Here, Schopenhauer underscores the foundational importance of health to any pursuit of happiness or achievement. 11. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete, devotes himself utterly to money. This reflects his view on the abstract and substitutive value of money in seeking happiness. 12. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. Schopenhauer warns against neglecting health for the sake of other pursuits, highlighting its irreplaceable value. 13. To free a person from error is to give, and not to take away. This emphasizes the positive aspect of correcting misconceptions, viewing it as an act of giving rather than depriving. 14. To marry means to have your rights and double your duties. Schopenhauer, known for his skepticism about marriage, comments on the constraints and responsibilities it introduces. 15. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone. This quote reflects Schopenhauer's belief in the value of solitude for personal authenticity and freedom. 16. The more one writes, the less one thinks. Here, Schopenhauer warns against excessive writing as a substitute for deep thought and reflection. 17. The greatest achievements of the human mind are generally received with distrust. Schopenhauer points out the initial resistance that innovative ideas often face from society. 18. The will to life is the fundamental essence of man's being. This encapsulates his philosophical cornerstone that the will is the driving force behind existence and suffering. 19. Hope is the confusion of the desire for a thing with its probability. Schopenhauer offers a critical view of hope, distinguishing between wanting something and its likelihood. 20. Music is the melody whose text is the world. He considered music the purest form of art, capable of expressing the essence of the world and will. 21. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. Schopenhauer comments on the loss of individuality in the pursuit of social conformity. 22. The man who has enough to live does not exist. Reflecting on insatiability, Schopenhauer suggests that human desires are endless and unfulfillable. 23. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. This quote, often attributed to various sources, aligns with Schopenhauer's belief in the distinction between experiencing pain and the attitude one adopts towards it. 24. A man's face as a rule says more and more interesting things than his mouth, for it is a compendium of everything his mouth will ever say. Schopenhauer emphasizes the expressiveness and truthfulness of facial expressions over spoken words. 25. Books are the mirrors of the soul. He believed that the books one reads reflect and shape one's inner life and values. 26. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. Schopenhauer acknowledges the constant nature of change as the only enduring reality. 27. The more we think of it, the harder it is to define life. It is much easier to say what it is not. This reflects his philosophical inquiry into the nature of life and its indefinable qualities. 28. There is no doubt that life is given us, not to be enjoyed but to be overcome, to be got over. Schopenhauer views life as a challenge or task, rather than a source of enjoyment. 29. Time is that in which all things pass away. He contemplates the transient nature of existence and the relentless passage of time. 30. Solitude offers a chance for happiness, real happiness, to those who are predisposed for it. Schopenhauer values solitude as a means to achieve true happiness for those inclined towards introspection and self-sufficiency. Thank you for watching my video on Arthur Schopenhauer. I hope you found it insightful. I'm curious, which Johann Arthur Schopenhauer's quote resonated with you the most? Please share it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot and helps me create more content for you. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.